hello everyone. Welcome to Fried Dice Paradice presents
we are live.
Penelopean Islands team name pending. We don't know how to play D&D anymore. It's been a month. We're gonna figure stuff out along the way. I've played everything but D&D, every TTRPG but D&D over the past 2 months. So I'm gonna mess up and fuck up rules again. As if I just started learning this game yesterday, and that's the fun part. This game, we're always learning.
I feel like the monkey in front of the monolith in 2001: A Space Odyssey. I have no idea what's going on.
I vehemently miss you guys. Like, I mean, I get to hang out with y'all in chats and whatnot, but to see y'all here and talk in real time, it's a different experience. The banter that was happening right before this was something I missed dearly already.
I honestly already forgot what we were talking about before you went. But I feel like my brain is just very scattered today. I had that same issue earlier on the Rhorik2's channel, where I would just forget what he said not even a minute later.
We were talking about Disco Elysium.
We were talking about Disco Elysium, yeah.
Please don't spoil.
Yeah, I
no
think,
spoilers, goddammit.
I think
I will protect Joshy's playthrough of Disco Elysium so hard, dude. I will sit there and anyone mentions anything even remotely spoilery, I'll just loom over them.
I think when I was playing Alien, someone oops, I hit my mic again. Someone vaguely mentioned something spoilery, and Rhorik was like, "First warning," and I was like, "Wait, what happened?" I don't think I saw it.
Rhorik is just behind you with a baseball bat, just patting you gently,
So it was that we were talking about also, like, there's a good way to ask questions in a spoiler-sensitive thing, and some people are like, "Hey, did this person die yet?" And you're like, "That's a spoiler question." You can ask
several things wrong
who has died already. Would be a better way to ask that. So that they would.
Has anybody died?
Has anyone?
Yeah. Has anyone
that
died?
honestly is.
It's just like no, yeah. It depends.
It depends.
Right?
In the context of Alien,
questions, man.
Yeah, in the context of Alien, if I'm playing that game and there are other characters, I expect people to die.
Okay, that's also true. Like, right? Yeah, for something like Alien, right? Yeah, you think like, oh yeah,
yeah. So again, contextual to the game, but yeah.
Okay, like I said, I never got more hate than when I modded for Jared during his Subnautica playthrough. I literally got people messaging me afterwards going, "You didn't have to delete. I wasn't spoilering." I was like, "You were though."
Yeah.
Oh, you should know that by now. I'm like, the mistake you made was assuming that Jared paid attention to the radio and actually knows what you're talking about. But
But I mean, for so many games, there's so many radio stuff and so many like text to read that it's just hard to remember everything.
no, absolutely. And if you stream games, like you're gonna miss shit. It's just gonna happen, right? Because you're busy with chat and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna happen. But like that's why like people need to like. Oh, here's another thing. If you go into a stream and you're new there, and the person's like a quarter of the way or halfway to the game, for the love of everything, ask a mod like in a DM what part they're up to or how far in they are.
Yeah. That might be a good a timer to put on as a streamer or a mod for a bot. It'd be like, "Hey, got a question about how far we are? Ask a mod."
I wish I could just jump up every time somebody chats and be like, "Hey, did you remember to ask a mod first?"
Yeah.
I am like a fan of putting like timers of playtime when it comes to certain games, but then people also just ask, "Hey, are you speedrunning this?" It's like, no, I just want to know how long this has taken so far.
That's why I'll put like day 1, day 2, day 3 in my titles, or I used to.
Yeah, that works.
But then like nobody reads the title anyway, so they're like, "Is this your first playthrough?" I'm like, "No." That's why
No,
it's day
I'm
one.
doing fucking Dark Souls Soul level 1. What do you think? Is it my first
Dark
playthrough?
Souls Soul level 1, fist only, no major glitches,
No RTSR.
no RTSR. Yeah. Don't ask how I know what any of those things mean. I've never played the game before.
So speaking of playing through games, I finally hit 100% for Hades on Steam, the Steam achievements.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Hey.
My
Get
left
back to that
hand
game.
is so cramped up
I
right
need.
now. It's the
I
first
wish I
game
could
I've
just
ever
like
100%ed.
transpose that GIF of Shia LaBeouf, just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
But
first
listen,
time,
I commend you. I don't even have that achievement, like all those achievements. Those are fucking crazy.
yeah, the
getting
first
all the
time I
Hades
did
achievements.
the Heat 16, I got trashed like right after the first boss, and I was just like, that's like 5 times harder than the game I'm used to playing.
I swear, anything above like Heat, like Heat 12, unless I'm using the bow with the shot that you can load in, I'm just trash, straight trash.
I
Like
hit 16 with the bow, with the Hera bow.
I'm telling you,
I can only
that
do it
bow
with
is
the Hera
OP.
bow.
That bow is OP.
I
And
have
speaking of
no
games that-
idea what you're talking about.
Hey, Snowch, do you want to stream some Hades? I
Dude.
promise you won't get backseated or spoiled or anything.
Do I need to mod you? Is this your petition to be mod?
My time to shine.
Oh,
I don't know.
dude.
I think this is the first game I've fallen in love with in a really long time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna 100% it. And speaking of games that I haven't completed ever, I actually haven't finished Undertale.
Mm-hmm.
I would say finish that, but don't list yourself in the category. Like if you're gonna stream it, just stream it in like, any other category than Undertale. Like stream it in just chatting or like uncategorized or whatever.
But I mean, is it
And,
worth
like,
it to stream it though? I feel like it's
I
one
would
of those
honestly-
games.
100%
you need
actually.
to.
If listen, anyone in chat out there who's thinking about this, my humble recommendation to anybody who wants to play Undertale is play it by yourself in a dark room somewhere and like absorb it that way. Don't have other people around for it. It only makes things awkward and worse. Just I'm telling you.
Especially when you need to make like
That's
moral decisions, apparently.
Yeah. Especially when the whole chat you're at the end of the game and the whole chat just chants genocide, 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 like
my
next, right?
Like a bunch
like-
of unruly kids at a dinner table slamming their knives and forks.
Yeah,
down, like,
yeah.
It is surprising to me how many people want you to do the genocide.
Yeah, but
from
like
everyone
no
I've
one
seen.
actually wants
The
to do
murder.
it themselves.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, you know what it is?
I
It's
started
they do
one.
want to do. They've done it by themselves. They don't want to admit it. That's what it is.
Fair.
No,
Fair.
the thing with Undertale is people like they get so attached to that game, right? And they want you to have the same experience they had, and it's like it'll turn rational viewers crazy because they want you to experience what they felt when they first played the game, and it's like, dude, I'm trying, but you all won't stop talking.
Yeah.
That's just my personal gripe, though.
I didn't really see like, and we were relating this to Hollow Knight as well, and I didn't really see. Okay, maybe I wasn't there like 100% of the time, but I didn't really see many people like spoilering it when I was watching like Blur play it.
It like here's the thing, right? Any game like that is hit and miss, right? Sometimes you get lucky and everyone behaves, and then sometimes you get completely unlucky and nobody behaves, right? But the problem I think with Hollow Knight mostly is like we said, like people don't know how to ask questions properly. So like they're trying to be not spoilery, but the way they ask stuff, you could definitely like it gives shit away, and you're like, well, okay, now I know this will happen. It's like people just need to get better at figuring out where people are, and then how to ask questions to not give away plot points. Whereas like my thing with Undertale versus like Hollow Knight, Undertale, a lot of people when they come in to troll and spoil, it's very malicious. It's very like there's an intent to influence how your gameplay is going to go. Versus Hollow Knight, where people are genuinely curious and genuinely want to find out, like, you know, what you're up to. But
I do
don't know
think
how to do it
it
properly.
also simply is because Hollow Knight you can enjoy like even on a very mechanical level, right?
Oh yeah.
And then Undertale, like the whole experience is just like story, characters, all that shit. So like it
And
lends
Hollow Knight-
itself to just ruining easily.
Hollow Knight is also not linear in comparison. Like Undertale is on a rail when you compare it to Hollow Knight.
Yep.
Hollow Knight is like,
That's right.
here's the thing, you could do 6 things differently before you do this thing. Undertale is like, well, this is what's going to happen next, right? So like, it's a lot harder for people to deduce where you are in Hollow Knight because you might have already done the thing that they're sitting there hoping you'll do, right? But they didn't see it because it was last stream or whatever, you know. So it's like that's part of it. That's part of the
issue
issue.
I had with playing Undertale is that when I play games, I tend to be very aggressive, and my friends tell me for Undertale to not kill anyone for the first gameplay. They just say don't kill anyone ever at all.
But see, like that's
That even that I disagree with because like I would like people to just have that experience of finding out what happens,
yeah.
right? It's part of the whole like
It's a big
experience
game,
of it, right?
and it's so.
That's
it's
why I
so
said
meta.
like
Also,
honestly,
Joshi.
Undertale best served alone.
Yeah, Joshi, are you ever gonna play more Devil May Cry 5? By the way,
Yes, for sure, for sure. I have it. I haven't finished it. It's on my PS5. I think it'll be my mindless game. Right now, my mindless game is Hades. I'm thinking if I want to get to 32 heat or not. It feels painful right now.
It
16
is. Trust me.
pretty painful.
Trust me, it's bad. At 32 heat,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's exponential
dude.
difficulty, right? It's not a linear learning curve. So like,
I find it funny how. Well, I mean, I have no idea about Hades, right? So I'm just gonna entirely say somewhere about Devil May Cry because I can. I don't know. But I find it incredibly funny how, like, you have this main story mode with those 3 characters. Spoiler alert, I guess.
spoilers.
There is 3 characters that you play throughout the campaign that are literally written in the mode, right? Anyway, and then you have all those cutscenes, and then you have like an additional character that you can play in the special edition, and it's like such a better experience after you've played through the whole thing once because you just don't get cutscenes. You don't have to even skip them. They just do not happen. And it's like, I just want to play this one character because, oh my god, I do not want to even be annoyed at any cutscenes whatsoever, ever again.
okay, but for anyone who's played DMC ever, that character is always so fun to play in every iteration.
True. The reboot, he was awesome.
Even, yeah, in the reboot, he was awesome too. That was the best part of the reboot. The reboot
I
was
mean,
not bad.
I say he's the best part of the MC5 as well. So like, you know.
Yeah. Panda, what painful game have you been up to? I saw you playing a bunch of scary games for Halloween season 2.
Never mind that. I was playing Fallout 4. Okay. Fallout 4 is the focus.
I like that. There was a real tone of shame there. Never mind all that. Been playing Fallout 4.
That's because if you all have followed my tweets, you understand the pain that I was going through with Fallout 4. I got
I
to
do
what I
not
wanted, okay?
I didn't realize it was Fallout 4 you were tweeting about, but that makes actually a lot.
I was
I
trying
do
to
not
romance.
understand people playing like Fallout 4 at all.
Why?
And,
well, it's the first one I'm actually playing, to be fair.
Sweet.
Fallout 4 is a good game, but executed poorly, if that makes sense. Like, it's got story and it's got characters, but like, it's just buggy as hell.
I enjoy some of those bugs. My brother and I were finishing ourselves. But
Oh, yeah,
all
well-
I'm
well, like-
complaining about is how hard it was to romance dance. That's all I want to say.
Wait. How far down that line did you go?
Oh, I finished. I romanced him. That's how hard I worked. I worked very hard.
I was gonna say because I don't know, kind of towards the end, it kind of becomes apparent why that's a thing. But
yeah. But
okay,
I
so
got but now I don't like. Is this what it feels like in real life? Like now I romanced him. Now it's like, do I continue playing the game or can I finish now?
Well-
Like I'm done.
Oh wait, you're my girlfriend now, so like, do I?
I've
start to
romanced that
continue,
person.
or-
Do I need to go back to that club ever again?
Yeah, like do I have to continue the game? Like I feel like I got who I needed. No?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
found
wait,
a
so-
partner. I
so,
can
um,
uninstall Tinder now. You know.
It's
Basically.
I do enjoy like romances more in like linear game instead of open world because that just can be like distributed over whatever you're doing, right?
True.
Instead of you just like maniacally working on like one person pretty much, and then like the quest line is finished and like, great. So what do I do now?
Should I romance anyone else? I don't know, you know, like I've been
I feel
flirting
like
with everyone. I might as well.
Open world always has that problem though, where like because it's open world, right, naturally leaves way too many things to do, and because you could do them out of order, like there isn't like a set way to do it, right? Like it always makes things like romancing characters really difficult because like at what point are you supposed to be doing that, right? And
True.
make it feel organic, right? Because it's very easy to throw in romanceable options and make them just feel like shoehorned and silly and stupid, right?
Yeah,
Versus making
I mean,
them actually feel like part of the story.
I mean, that just, shoehorn and stupid is pretty much what I see in Skyrim's every quest, so like,
Well, that's because we've established that Skyrim has all the width of an ocean, but the depth of a puddle.
yeah.
Like,
I like that.
I like got to the end of like 3 quest lines and I just could not deal with it anymore.
listen, coming from somebody who's 100% to Skyrim on 2 different editions,
Why?
because I am a masochist, clearly.
That is very true. If you look at any
Like-
of Snazzy's videos,
Yeah, really, seriously, that's also why I ashamedly reinstalled BioShock like 2 weeks ago, because I wanted all the achievements. Oh, but yeah, no, Skyrim literally is like, here's a quest which is interesting and fun, and oh, whoops, you've done the thing. Let's move on.
Hey. Thanks,
you know
Patty.
what game has nice romance options?
D&D.
Hades.
Real life.
I was gonna,
Oh.
yeah, D&D.
Oh, yeah.
D&D, yeah.
I feel like whenever I'm playing an RP game, I'm like desperately trying to avoid romance, but that I don't know. It's like,
It's
I
fair.
want to be me.
You're desperately trying to avoid romance, proceeds to hit on basically
Listen,
every
that's
You know what I'm saying?
character.
That's a bug, not a feature. I'm just gonna assume that Morthog doesn't know how to talk to people, and that's just what comes out. Clearly, right?
I mean, he's lucky that that's what comes out. If that's the case.
True. That's true.
So don't know if skilled or lucky, right? Okay,
It's because I put all those points into charisma,
we've
hoping to
We reached
intimidate
our-
people, and it never works.
we reached our cap for today. I'm gonna roll the intro video and the recap, and then
Let's go.
we'll spend half an hour recapping on what happened last time so that we know what to do. Oop.
Oh.
Do I need to watch the video?
Last time on the Penelopean Islands team name pending, the party travels to Azul, to the village of Skyjuice, a small village that floats off a cliff of an island. One of Swindling-Finger's spies has been murdered, and the party is there to figure out who it was. They meet with the village elder, Kiana. She shows the party the dead body, and the body's tongue has been speckled with needles, almost as if it had grown out of his tongue. They investigate the body in his house and discover a cursed effigy that was used to curse him, not unlike that of a hag's. They head to the Farmers Guild to meet with the rest of the farmers and investigate each of them. The leader is Jordan, and they are trying to find a compromise across the board. Ansley is one who has an incredible passion for rice growing and was a great competitor with the deceased. Elijah is a man with 2 kids, and he is the person who had discovered that Press was dead. Lastly, Danny is the newcomer who wishes to switch to the rice trade from the corn trade. As they are about to interrogate Danny, she begins coughing needles. Who is the witch? Will the party discover who it is? Why is Ansley so in love with rice? So, why is Ansley so in love with rice?
Oh damn! Oh my bad.
Oh my
Why
god.
does this man love rice so much?
So first things first, right? Because it's a thing now. Fun fact about your character.
Oh, fuck. This is the thing.
Was this weekly? I don't know this was all weekly.
You know, I
mean,
had a fun fact. I
More
had a
like
fun fact
monthly,
4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but sure.
at this rate it's monthly.
Like 4 weeks ago, if you had asked me, I had a fun fact. That fact has evaporated from my brain. Think about it.
Snowch, it's your plan.
Oh boy. Okay, fine.
Your idea.
Oh boy. All right. Wait, I need to actually look that up. Where is it?
Y'all.
Okay. The first instrument Mira learned how to play was the ukulele, and she learned from an NPC I forgot the name of. Later on, she had an affair with that NPC's son.
That is so spicy.
That
I wanna s-
escalated quickly.
That's so
I feel like-
delicious.
Spicy.
I
Okay.
know. I can't give a fun fact now. Everything
Yeah, I
I can say
can't
from
top
then
that.
is boring.
Shoot someone, Snowch.
No, please wait. I'm still thinking.
Rhorik, you can do it.
Oh no. I'm trying to see if I told Josh this already.
I need to clear this with the DM.
No, I just
Like-
I was just like, oh man, is my interesting fact his plans?
So I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean,
You
I'm
can
cool.
just say like his favorite food is fried chicken. I
know.
don't know.
Panda and Snazzy like the secrets.
I do like secrets. Must I mute? I'll block my
process.
ears.
Hashtag spoilers.
Hey, you want a secret? Carrizo is not his real name.
Ooh.
Yeah, Carrizo's not his real name.
I kind of assumed that.
Franklin is his actual name.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the chronicle, it should be what's your name, like whatever, you know, like what's his face.
That is so spicy.
That would be that would be a great name. Just what's his face?
What's his face is such a good name.
No, I'm actually laughing at y'all. I don't even have a fact. I'm gonna tell. What did I tell you the other day, Josh?
Who's
Oh.
next?
Who is next?
You
Rhorik? have to
decide,
pick.
Rhorik.
Who looks more ready? Panda.
I even went down to make a note. Damn, y'all. I can't even think of something. Shame, this poor character. Well, I was telling Joshy. I don't know. Maybe she liked her. Anyway, I was telling Josh the other day that she likes sweet things, y'all. And her dad bake together. And her dad bakes for her. She won't admit it, but you know, if Carrizo, whatever your real name is, whips up sweet things.
You're so hurt.
I know, and now my character can't be hurt because she don't know.
I trusted you. How dare you?
I'm like, now I'm just like, would Mira know that now that she lived with you
I
for
feel
a
like she
little
would.
bit?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think she would actually.
That is definitely something she would know.
Last but
Okay.
certainly not least, Snazzybastrd.
Fuck. Like Panda actually had like a really good one planned. I'm like, fuck. Okay. Fun fact. So Morthok's secret passion, like his little like guilty pleasure, is like wood carving, but he's terrible at it because the person who taught him was another orc and just used like freakishly large axes and swords to try to carve these like delicate little figurines. So like he really loves wood carving and like whittling, but he's terrible at it because he always uses like tools that are inherently too large for the task.
He just takes his sword out.
Nice. So
Josh is like, that was a lot of creativity. I wasn't expecting.
wait,
this.
yeah, I'm gonna need to rewatch the video and type it in somewhere important. Would you all want to have a fun fact about any of the NPCs?
Ooh, yeah.
Anyone that you?
To be
you
fair,
all
one of
like?
them is like potentially dying in front of us, which I think is a fun fact in and of itself.
You know what? Because she's dying, tell us a little more about Danny.
Yeah, let's get us attached to this character.
I was going to say like maybe the magic shop owner.
Yeah, I want to know about
in-
Kaya.
Yeah, Kaya, mate.
It's
That
been
would
so
be the
long.
other one I would like to know.
We're on 2-2 votes right now. Holy crap! Tiebreaker.
At some point, we need to go back and tell her how nice her place is.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I can do both. I can do both.
Okay.
Kaya was a mage and she wasn't into she specialized in enchantments, and her first enchantment was a present that she got for someone for Valentine's that she's not dating anymore.
So she's single.
It would sing a song. Yeah, she's single. That's why she asked Carrizo.
I don't know. Maybe she's spicy. Maybe she was also having affairs with people. I don't know.
Danny, on the other hand, is an only child. She is, thankfully for her parents, she grew up to be very in love with the corn trade and the rice trade, and now she's the sole breadwinner of her family, and her parents are just like happily retired. She's
now
like
she's
the older
dying?
sister to the other corn kids. I would say like the families, the children. She's like the big sister to them.
So she's a big sister to the. Would it be fair to say the children of the corn? I'll see myself out. Thank you.
Okay, now for the real difficult part. Goals.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, no.
right.
wait, did I not write it? Oh shit, we didn't choose last week.
Can I just say
No, we
winning
didn't.
and call it squad goals?
Winning?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'll come up with an actual one.
Okay.
Actually, how
Because
many
we
goals
haven't-
do I need?
Because we haven't played in a while, I'm okay with us like kind of discussing 3 each. Currently, y'all really have 0 goals because it was the start of the arc.
So
There's a lot of stuff like from the gem that you're supposed to collect for Aling Rosa to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah. I like that one.
I think Morthok definitely wants to like. Morthok is taking this as sort of like whoever this person is like toying with us kind of deal, right? He's like they're being brazen about the attacks, so he's definitely taking that personally, like Michael Jordan, and I took that personally kind of deal. So, and definitely, I think one of his goals is to figure out who's behind this.
Okay. Who's behind this?
This
Certainly
gestures
solve-
broadly.
Yeah, solve the crime is the first goal I wrote down.
Yeah. Figure the killer.
So, Joshi, I have put a secret goal in my biography on Mira.
Thank you. Thank you
Secrets.
for putting in your
Secrets.
biography. Okay.
Yo. There's too many secrets being discussed today.
Wait, don't
So
you already have
excited.
someone? Snowch?
Hey, listen.
Hey, must I mute? Wait, how do I
Pass.
block my ear?
I would say, like, what we discussed, like, we said it happened already, so it's pretty much like a next one.
Okay. Okay.
What a vague description could mean anything.
Cool.
That was
This
just
is
big
how
enough
you-
to be infuriating.
This is how you do infuriating spoiler-free things.
It was very.
That was so infuriating. Josh had to hit the bottle afterwards. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna-
Yeah.
Find
so-
the cause of tongue needle deaths.
Oh shit! I need to.
I'll let that pass.
There's got to be a
even
better way
though
to phrase that,
technically,
but I don't know what it is.
It's okay.
Tongue
The
needle?
vagueness is helpful.
Needle tonguing? Ooh, needle tonguing.
Needle tongue. Panda, you still have 3 to go.
Oh, figure out the killer.
Okay.
1, 2.
Come back to me. I'll be back.
Okay, come back to you.
Can I just have the same goal like 3 times to emphasize
Yeah.
the importance?
And part of me is tempted to just be like,
Yes.
find fancy shoes or something, right? It's like,
Actually, what delicious things is here? Do they have sweets on this island? Find
ooh,
island
Ooh.
sweets.
find something sweet for Lihim because I know that she likes it now.
There you go.
Okay. And then mine will be find like do they have like a traditional sweet on this place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
I know I still need one more. Just give me a second. I'm thinking.
I thought of a second one for Morthok. I think he's gonna be genuinely interested in why Ansley is so in love with Rice. Like as a secondary goal, I think he wants to know. Like it won't keep him up at night, but like every now and then he'll just mutter to himself, "Why does he love Rice so much?"
That man loves rice.
I feel like it would keep a person up at night though.
Just sitting there, Rice.
Of all
Oh,
the
man.
things, rice.
How do I increase my yield from 10% to 11%?
Man has a shrine for the rice.
You know, I was just about to say, I wonder if Ansley has like a little like rice shrine somewhere. Like in the middle of the shrine are just like 3 grains of rice that he prays to.
And they like the best that he's
Josh
ever
is like, I'm
harvested.
writing this down. I'm taking a note.
Yeah,
I think-
this
I
was
think
the
really-
first grain I ever grew. This
Was the
is the
biggest
last
one.
grain my father ever grew.
You know what? I think what happened to this man is pretty much Inception, but at the end they put like a grain of rice in there.
And the grain of rice is just spinning, right?
Yeah, and I have a secret little pouch, and this is the last grain that I will ever grow.
Okay.
Oh no, man.
This is the seed of my final yield.
Rhorik, do you have ideas for the next 2?
I do want to find the method that they're being killed with.
Specifically, the method.
Obviously, they're growing needles out their mouth, but like, what is causing that? I think is thing. Is it a spell? Is it a parasite? Maybe a creature? You have to figure out how that's even being done, seemingly remotely.
Okay, find out the method more or less.
Yeah, the murder weapon. You know, we gotta have the person. We gotta have the thing.
The place and the weapon.
And then I'm just looking up another one. I think there was a spell I wanted to learn, and I'll probably learn that spell.
Okay.
I could just say learn a new spell and then figure that out later.
Learn a new spell.
For Morthok's third one, let's go with stop any more of Swindling Fingers' assets from being just outright destroyed.
Okay.
You know, trying to get paid for this assignment. You know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we should. Oh, that's actually a good one. Protect instead of learn a new spell. What was her? What was her name? The person who took over the thing. Swindling Fingers' old.
Cass.
Yeah.
Cass.
Protect her.
Oh, was she the sus? No, it's not her. Is it her? The purple
It
lady?
might be her.
Yeah, and the purple lady. The other purple lady.
Yeah.
Can I
Find
put
out
out?
more
She's
about
an orc,
Protect
isn't
her.
Yes.
Protect her unless she's the murderer.
Okay.
Can I make a goal? Find out more about the purple lady.
Okay. Her name is Cass.
Hey,
Can-
listen.
Short for Melkas.
Find more about Cass.
Oh, her.
Yeah, she's an orc, isn't she?
Yes.
If my notes serve
100%.
correct.
100%.
Just
100%
imagining Panda walking
native
around
to
Mama.
this region.
Because that was my first thought when we introduced that character, by the way, is like,
Even me.
oh boy.
And Liam was about to throw hands. But I stayed calm, cool, collected, you know.
Okay, so firstly, Snazzy, as Morthok, the ancestral guardian barbarian, who's behind this. Find out why Anzi is so in love with Rice. Stop any more Swindling Fingers assets from being destroyed.
Which I
Panda.
guess really that really is just stop Cass from dying. Seeing as she's like the main operative asset now. We can make that more specific if we need to.
I think being brought is fine because
Okay.
she is one asset, but there's like all the other like the drugs on the ships.
Okay, yeah, true. There's this other stuff, yeah. You're right.
Right. So in any form,
Right.
it's okay to be brought. I feel like I would award the same amount regardless. Panda as Liam, the half orc phantom rogue, figure out the killer, find a traditional suite, and find out more about Cass. Rhorik as Kurizo, the scribe's wizard, solve the crime, find the method in which they are being killed, protect Cass unless she is the murderer. Snoke as Mira, the creation bard. Am I right?
Yep.
We didn't change it yet.
Yes.
Find someone to find someone.
Shut up. Shut up.
I almost said it wrong. Thank God I read faster than I speak.
Spoilers!
Almost gave secrets here.
I almost gave secrets. Find the cause of the tongue needle deaths. And find something sweet for Liam. And we were just talking about spoilers today. Alright.
Josh did the
Sweet
thing
mother
we
of
talked
God.
about.
As an example.
Has Danny died yet?
Let's say
Although
she's in the
coughed up
mids.
a needle, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah,
One
she coughed up.
eternity later.
Has Cass betrayed the players yet? Is that?
You know, if that ever happens, I'm just imagining Rhorik, like somebody needs to Photoshop Rorik's face on like Obi-Wan. I loved you, Anakin. Like,
Yeah. You're the chosen one.
Okay. just to clarify who's in the room.
Yes, please.
Jordan, the leader, Ansley, everyone remembers Ansley.
Mhm.
Checks out.
Elijah, the guy with the 2 kids.
Checks out.
Danny,
Who?
Elijah, the one
Okay.
with the 2 kids, and Cass, who is the replacement for the one who was murdered. Press,
Yeah.
the murderer victim, not the murderee, as I learned
The
from our last
murderee?
session. So
That's pretty murdery.
let's jump straight to it. Danny
Where's the dog?
begins choking. Needles covered in viscera and grime are falling from her mouth onto the ground. You see the wooden, these are like splinter-like needles. I would like to ask the party, do you wish to save her? And what are your initial ideas on how to save her?
Yes, but question: were the needles before metal?
Somewhere metal, somewhere were like splinter-like as well, and wood.
Okay. I mean,
Just
Morthok
reading
is
over my
gonna
spells.
run over and definitely try stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
I think Mira is just going to whisper something and just use healing word in the hopes of helping that person.
Okay. Lihim and Carissa.
I'm gonna just be on standby. Cause
Okay.
I don't.
But you want to help, right?
Cold-blooded.
yeah.
Okay. And Carissa.
Yeah,
Just in
Carissa
case
is also
it-
gonna go do a cure wounds
Okay.
just to see if healing helps at all.
Let's make this a skill challenge. DC 15. First to 5 wins, or 3 losses. Whichever comes first. Alright? So,
Does he get help from Mira also doing that?
yeah, so Mira, I think you have the most obvious option. So if you can cast the spell, I would say maybe roll an Arcana or some kind of check like that to see whether you
Would
can
you
fight
say
the curse.
Would you say that Arcana could be based on Charisma because I'm a bard and I'm using a spell from the bard's list which is based on Charisma?
Yeah, I mean we discussed this ruling for you specifically.
Like,
we're
I'll allow
pretty
it.
flexible with it. Yeah, we'll let this for you
okay, so
specifically.
this is-
Yes.
20 plus... wait, what is it actually? That's 8.
One loss.
Yeah.
Okay, can Morthok help in all this? I don't know if I guess this would be maybe a dexterity of sleight of hand. Can he try to like keep her mouth open and keep the needles from like choking her at all?
Go ahead and make. I would say you can choose acrobatics, athletics, or sleight of hand.
Ooh.
And she's like holding herself, and you can see that.
Well, that worked out really well.
Oh. Wow.
This is how it's starting.
This is how we're starting. This is how we're starting. Carrizo or
Wait, did I do that correctly? I just click on acrobatic. I don't know how to play this game.
yes. You just click on acrobatics.
Okay, good. Okay.
By the way, Panda, you do have an advantage. So,
Oh, what am I rolling?
how are you helping out? Feel free to ask me questions about the previous session as well. If
I'm
you
trying to
need
think
more
how she would
context.
help.
Like
Panda's directing
last.
traffic.
I'm actually, I feel like Liam just wants to, cut open and see what's popping. So that's why I'm on standby. I'm just waiting. I want to see what's inside,
But we're all agreed that Liam's not allowed near the body, right? Like at least while they're still alive.
There are a bunch of other people in the room, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's 5, 6 other people. 5?
Here's a suggestion. Watch what the others are doing.
Mhm.
Or if anyone is running away
That's
or
true.
going towards her.
I guess since I'm on
just-
standby.
Just a thing from last session as well. You all know that the first person who was murdered, you found a hex bag hidden in the ball of his bedpost.
Yep.
Ooh. Did this baby girl have anything with her though? Like a bag?
They all definitely carry bags.
Okay. So then let me go. Let me actually do something, not wait to kill the babes. And go search her belongings. Her bag or whatever. Would I
Make
know
an
where that is?
Investigation check.
Bit. Oh no. Thanks for that advantage, yo. Ooh, okay. Thank you.
That did better than any of us, and we're fucking supposed to know what we're doing.
If I didn't have that advantage, look, I would have got 6. Imagine.
You
Dude.
begin digging through her items and her belongings. How do you look for it? Do you shout at people like, "Where's her stuff?" Or
Yeah, obviously. Hey, you, Jordan. Where's her bag? What did she
Yeah.
come with?
Jordan points towards this huge satchel. As you run to it and you start ripping it open, digging through it, you find that there's this there are like a couple of bags of rice. It's most probably she's bringing it back home. And then you rip one, it's all rice. You rip the second one, it's still all rice. But right as you rip the third one, you see there's another effigy inside,
Ooh.
and you pull it out.
Well, who was looking at it when we were there? Mira?
Mira and Karizo, conveniently.
We have another one.
Are you casting
Another
a
one.
healing spell or?
Yeah, Karizo's your priority currently is to try to see if you can heal her. So medicine.
Yeah, medicine
What's a spell and
or arcana if you're using it. Since you're using the spell, you can do either.
I'm gonna save Arcana for later. Wait, how many fails and how many?
One more
I
fail
assume
left.
that- All right, I'll use Arcana. So yeah, I have to roll with disadvantage too, don't I?
Oh yeah, you do because of dice.
Hi, Tice, man.
Okay.
Okay.
A.
That's a
15.
solid roll.
So you begin fighting the needles that are growing out of her innards, right? You're like scalpel-like precision with your healing spells to precisely fight back the growth of these needles within her body. Not enough yet. It's reset the round. Anyone can go.
But it does seem like it's working.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least stalling long enough to
Yeah,
hopefully find a solution.
Do we know what will happen if we break this thing?
No, but you can certainly just do it, right?
Bet. Oh, what is it made out of? What do I need to break
It's
this? Actually,
like-
Moltok, I know you like to break things.
I think you got this.
Damn.
Go ahead. So how are you
What
gonna
am
do
I
it?
rolling? I just want to. What is it? Yeah, what is it made out of?
It's made of like the hay, like bunched up hay. You know those straw dolls.
Oh no! I have a bad feeling about this, but I'm carrying on. Gots to see it through, my boys. Since it's hay, can I burn it?
Oh no,
feel
you
like
have
I
a
have.
disadvantage, Panda.
Whomst?
Oh,
Wow!
Oh,
these people out here trying to kill an NPC.
So whatever it is, acrobatics, athletics, you can make a shoot or a dagger attack.
Must I shoot? I was gonna burn it since it's made out of hay, but alright.
Oh, you can burn it as well if you want.
Yeah, there's a fire nearby, right?
I mean, I have
You can
don't
start
I
a
have something
fire.
to start? Yeah.
I'd say
I feel like there's a real option of something happening that we all know could happen when you do it, right?
I feel like this
I'm
is a
waiting for this
very-
NPC to spontaneously combust.
I'm feeling like
Yes.
this is I feel like this is a
No,
bad
like,
idea. Why is nobody
Do it! Do
speaking
it!
to Liam? Like, maybe you shouldn't do this. Hello?
Because we
Listen,
are in a
to be fair-
time-sensitive context.
Morthok
You
is
do
busy
you.
trying to keep this woman alive.
Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna do it anyway then.
you're gonna
what
burn
would I
it.
roll?
You're gonna burn it.
I'm so scared. I don't want to kill her. But anyway, I'm seeing it through. Yes, I'm gonna
You're
burn
not
it.
the one killing her. So you're burning the
But
effigy.
I'm just finishing it off, you know? Yes, I am. I'm burning it.
I would say just roll your Arcana at disadvantage.
Wow, George, you couldn't have chose one of the higher ones. Yesterday. Pain. All I know is pain.
Danny is coughing as the effigy burns. You see her eyes look up at you, Mira, and Carrizo.
Oh.
Her eyes begin lighting up, bright red. And as she opens up her mouth, you just see her insides begin to burn. She's a husk. And she falls.
Okay.
So that just happened.
The rest of the farmers are in shock. They're looking at each of you.
Mira is going to close her healthy eye. Just follow the spirit.
You're gonna follow this, right?
Oh well, now.
Like I just want to know like what is happening with the spirit, pretty much.
The spirit is still laying within the body. It's that transition period where they don't know that they're dead yet.
Hmm.
Oops.
You see Jordan fall to their knees and like holds the head and like begins mumbling what is most probably a prayer.
I want to like look at the other people in the room and maybe do like an insight check.
Okay.
Like, what are people's thoughts on this?
Go ahead and make a general insight check.
Like, anybody more or less disturbed?
So, Jordan,
He's
I mean,
he's probably caught up in failing
More or
to save
less
this
disturbed.
person.
I'll still tell you what you see. Jordan again is holding Danny's hand, doing like a prayer, just hoping. Elijah is sitting on the chair, his hand on his forehead. He looks like he's trying to process. Ansley is pacing. He seems very stressed out about it. Yeah, you're the 9. I won't tell you any more on that.
What was the church guy's name? He's not in this room.
He's not in this room. The priest.
That's what I meant by church guy. You
The
know, the
church
guy
man.
who lives in the holy place.
I don't think you all
That
asked his
one.
name, actually.
Man, that homie
Oh,
was
okay.
The
black.
priest.
Yeah, I think you all
Priest.
just kept calling him the priest last episode.
Your holiness.
Who was he the priest of? It was like a harvest god or something?
The ocean bearer, god of the ocean, god of the waters.
Okay. I think Mira's gonna turn to Morthok first and just say, keep the people calm, please.
Oh no.
Can I make a charisma check to Morthok's basically gonna try to take control of the situation here. He's gonna start barking some orders and stuff.
Mira's gonna like turn back to the body, just kneel next to it, just wait
Are you trying to be
until
more
things happen.
more thought? Are you trying to be more intimidating or more persuasive?
More like a leadership type thing.
Okay, I would say make a general like charisma roll. for
Can
me.
I give you bardic inspiration just by, believing in you being able to take control of the situation and keep people calm?
Well,
You couldn't have given me
speaking-
that earlier. Wait a minute.
No, I could not.
Now I must deal with trauma.
So do I make a charisma check with what? Like, do I need to add something to it then? Or?
No, just a flat charisma.
I'm gonna like tap him on the shoulder, and just be like, "Hey, everybody, listen up here, Morthok's. Listen to Morthok for a sec. I'm gonna give you guidance."
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and
Morthok,
make roll.
if you want to, you can also add a d8 to it.
And I think it
guidance
stacks
is a
with, like,
D4
guidance.
plus.
Yeah.
Wait, so D4 as well? Jeez.
So you can just click
Oh,
the
so
little
yeah.
Oh,
triangle.
and also, you
Here's a
can
D8.
roll the d8 twice and choose the better result. Never mind.
Never mind.
You might roll higher
Okay,
than
and
an
then
8 though.
D4 for Kariza, right?
I feel like it's okay. It's enough.
From an 11 to a 20.
Nice. Yeah, everyone's definitely looking at you for leadership right now. Jordan seems to have taken a more spiritual role right now.
Yeah.
And then what
So-
did you want to? Yeah, what do you
Morthok's
want to do
gonna
after that?
stand up at this point. He's still looking out at the body, just kind of steel grip, resolve. He's gonna walk over to the rest of them and be like, "Calm down." And he's gonna turn to the village elder. I need you to get the priest and the doctor here right now. And then he's gonna turn to Cass. Cass, make sure everyone who's not supposed to be out right now is in their homes. And find me that fish guy.
Easy peasy. Cass begins
And-
jogging off.
Before she jogs off, though, I want him to... He's going to put a hand on her shoulder and whisper something in Orcish.
Okay.
I think only one other person in this room might understand Orcish enough for that to be a thing.
Yeah, it's Liam.
Mario.
I don't know if anyone wants to make like a check to whether or not they hear the whisper or not.
I'll make that damn. Actually, no, she's not gonna be able to hear because she's traumatized.
You just burned someone alive.
Somebody, I didn't know this was gonna happen.
And Josh, I'll whisper you what he said.
You know what? Actually, never mind. I want to hear secrets.
On
I always
Oh.
do the
Discord
dark.
or
I do
I'll
know
send-
Orc.
I'll send you on Discord because it's easier.
you can actually
should I roll? Perception.
no, just tell me what your passive perception is.
Mine. It's a whole 10. Delicious.
Oh,
Mine is also 10.
I remember now one of the issues we had in this group.
That we have 0 perception among the
I think the best we have is +2, so like...
Oh no.
Josh?
Yeah.
Now this is... It was mostly flavor, but like the whole seeing into the astral plane thing, right? Would you allow me to try and communicate with the spirits once it starts moving?
That... Okay, so spirits are a thing with this party, except for Karizo to be like broad about it.
Oh yeah, we have
Oh, yeah,
three
true.
people who have like
Yeah.
different connections.
Only Karizo isn't.
Dang.
At least we have 3 people at each time who have a connection to something.
It's like soft canon that Karizo summons ghost food.
Yeah.
Witches like spirits.
Yeah.
So, I would say,
Like, don't make it easy, right? Because that would be abusable, but, you know.
yeah, I think we can make a couple of checks specifically for this recently deceased person, right? How would they? We need to come up with a creative reason, method. Maybe going through the effigy, talking to family members as well. You'll most probably see Danny around, you know, confused as heck in trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you'll need to succeed on a certain number of these, but I won't tell you whether you succeed or not. Can you make an
Damn.
Arcana?
Who? Sorry.
Mira.
Oh, yeah, so I pretty much just want to start just by, you know, just saying, stay with me, and like offer comfort more or less. And yeah, Arcana, again, I assume with charisma.
Yep.
God,
Getting
I'm
all
supposed
the
to
bad
be
rolls
good at
out
this.
of the way.
What
I'm
is
supposed to
happening
be
today?
good at this.
Okay, I'm keeping track of it.
Hey.
I'm keeping track of it.
I am making a note.
Okay, I made a note for it. Yeah. The body seems to... The body itself, stationary. You see the spirit sit up and look around. It doesn't seem to hear you. So he stands up and starts walking, looking. And assume that it's going to go back to her home.
Okay. I think Mira is going to start walking after her, and then like turn to, let's say, Chorizo. I think I will be in at, I again forgot the name, house, Danny's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a hand?
If you want to.
Morthog at this point will step forward and he's like, Chorizo.
Hey.
Go with her.
You got a bus?
Liam, watch the body.
You got it.
And he'll kind of take a position sort of in between where he gets like in a room so he can sort of just kind of see everything.
And yeah, the room is quiet. People are too shocked to cry. Even Ansley has calmed down and has sat down, taking deep breaths. He's not even talking about Rice anymore, which is how stressed out he is and how tense it is in this room right now. Eventually,
As I walk out, can I cast sleep on people?
yeah, go ahead and go for it.
Okay.
Damage, I guess, right? Me too. Are you avoiding your party members?
I mean, if I can, but like, I kind of trust. I don't actually remember, but I also kind of trust that he is not going to have the lowest current HP.
Ansley,
If I have to, then yeah. What?
Ansley and Jordan get knocked out. Based on my math. Yes. Elijah is...
Yeah.
He looks and he's just like... Why are they sleeping right now? They just like slump over.
Yeah,
And
they're
he
probably
looks-
stressed.
The
And then
shock.
yeah, you can see him tapping his foot. He's just very nervous, like very not nervous, like uncomfortable with the burning effigy and seeing someone burning. And then you follow the spirit with Liam. Eventually, Morthok, you asked Cass to bring Big Fish, the priest, and the village elder. Right?
Yeah.
It takes
the village
a while.
elder was the elder there with us or no?
No,
Then yes.
only
And also
Jordan.
the doctor if possible. Yeah. So like everybody important.
Oh, and the doctor. So 4 people. It does take a while, about I would say 20 to 30 minutes. So we're looking at early afternoon right now. The village elder, the doctor is the first person to arrive. She immediately looks and she starts inspecting the body immediately. Right? And she's like, How is this possible? It literally looks like she was burned from the inside. Like the fire was started from within.
Where is there anything left of the effigy?
Why
That
is
Panda tried
everyone
to bring-
pointing this out?
Yeah.
Nobody's speaking about the fact that she was throwing up needles before.
Is there anything left of the effigy?
Yeah, there's like ashes of it. You're not there anymore, Liam.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. You see, it was left like Liam. Did you drop it on the floor? Did you leave it on the table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the floor.
So you still see there's parts of the effigy still intact.
Morthok is gonna scoop those up and bring them over to the doctor.
The doctor looks at it. I'm not a mage.
Neither am I. But here's your answer, and he'll just dump the stuff on the floor.
Danny was a nice person. I'm not sure why. And then the elder and the priest both arrive at the same time. The priest immediately starts doing like funeral prayers kind of thing. Kiana looks at you and's like, I guess the murderer has successfully killed 2 now.
Morthok's gonna kind of bristle at that and get up in the village elder's face. And he's gonna go, you need to make sure everyone stays in their homes.
Oh,
No one is to go outside until we say so.
I'll call for a temporary lockdown.
Do it.
Yeah, and she heads out. The last person to
North-
arrive is Big Fish.
Nice.
And he's looking at the ceiling.
I think Morthok will come over and sort of drag him over to where the others are sitting and just kind of plop him down. Sit.
Yeah. He sits.
And I'll go over to the priest and also point out the ashes and the remnants of the effigy. Same thing as I did with the doctor.
The priest walks over and looks at it, and then he goes, "This is forbidden magic."
Can you track it?
Tracking? No, I am not that kind of mage, so to say.
Can you ward against it?
Yeah, yes, actually, but
I-
I can only do it to 5 people. Before I need to take a rest.
Make sure that and you'll point over to Ansley and them. Get them warded.
Should be possible. And then he's speaking the rules. Just to let you know, the spell actually doesn't last very long. It lasts for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
He'll let you know. Should be long enough for them to get back to their homes.
Can everyone empty their bags out? So we can see what's inside. Maybe there's another one.
But you're outside with
Am I?
Mira
No, I
right
was-
now.
No, I stayed.
I
with
think
the body.
Liam
I think
Liam
Liam
stayed?
is staying, yeah.
Oh, Liam is staying. Oh, I thought you left. Okay.
Mira and
Mira and
Carissa
Carissa are-
left.
Oh,
No, boss man told me.
Also,
Yes.
that's a very unfortunate combo who get into combat, by the way, Rhorik.
What, us? No, we were.
Well, you're not on a
Fine.
combat mission. Stay out of fighting.
so
Look, I got Fireball. We'll be fine.
everyone starts unpacking their things. You see Ansley. Okay, let's Jordan just has a bunch of notebooks, and they're basically tallying all the information, all of the rice coming in and out of the guild house. Elijah takes out his bag. You see he has a small note, 2 bags of rice. When you open up the first page of the notebook, you see a small photo, but kind of like a drawing of a family, and it's just a dad and 2 kids. That's the drawing. And then, yeah, it's just notes, like meeting notes when you flip past. And then the last person, Ansley, he has also 2 bags, right? They're just bringing it back home, right? They're just taking their share. And then you see these little vials, and they have like a very golden colored grain of rice, a very white grain of rice, a very brown grain of rice, like several vials, and they're very different types of rice.
Of course.
I don't know what I expected. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, they have their like wallets and coin pouches and whatnot.
Okay, cool. She was just looking if any of them had one of those things also.
Do you want to rip open their bags of rice to check?
I mean, duh, if that's a possibility. Clearly, I'm choosing violence in this this episode, so might as
Panda's
well
already killed. She's got the scent of blood now.
I'm vicious now. I'm ready to be a dragon.
It's actually scent of ash. Excuse me.
Fair.
Make an investigation check.
Again. Oh. And this time I don't have an advantage. Yo.
Oh.
I guess
Okay.
I'm not tearing people's rice bags open.
And with that 7, I think we'll take a 5-minute break. Chat, we'll see you all
Oh
in
my
a bit.
goodness.
Yeah, welcome back to the Penelopean Islands, team name Pending. It's very nice to see you all again.
Where we share love and happiness.
Halfway through a session and the NPC is already dead. Yeah,
Murder by dice.
I love this game. We'll see you in 5 minutes. And yeah, take care, everybody. We'll see you in a bit. Grab water and go to the toilet. Welcome back to the Penelopean Islands team name Pending. Liam, you begin ripping through these rice bags. First 2 empty, and the next 2 also empty, only filled with rice. You do not find anything in these rice bags, but you have ripped up everyone's rice. They have mixed feelings right now. They need to get another bag of rice, but you've also wasted 4 bags of rice.
Aren't 2 of them asleep?
They will be annoyed when they wake up.
That's good enough for me. I don't This is for the good of your safety.
Elijah has a sigh of relief. And then he looks at you. Can I go back to my kids now?
Morthok will just go up to him and be like, "Get home. Lock your doors.
The priest
No one is to go
casts
anywhere until we're ready."
the priest casts a spell on him as he leaves. The other 2 are still asleep. Is there anything that you 2 want to do?
Nope.
Morthok is gonna turn to the fish guy and just give him a stare down. Make this. You can make this an intimidation check if we want.
Staring down a fish.
I'm staring down a fish. Yeah.
I don't understand. This
Go
is
ahead
a
and make
variable,
an intimidation check.
but Liam is definitely watching this very much. What is happening?
What is going on?
Why is this happening?
Well, I'm trying to make one, but it's not giving me like the little up. There it is.
I think he's not in tune with the social conventions of staring each other down. So he's just
But
that
he's-
one eye is just like staring at you 2. And he closes his mouth and he walks over.
He's not aware enough to be scared.
Why call me here?
Because you're a variable that doesn't make sense. Why are you really here?
Collect rice for people.
Morthok is gonna grab him at this point.
Oh my-
Put him against the nearest wall. I'm only going to ask once more. Why are you here?
I am village elder. I get food for my people.
Can I like gauge how trustworthy that statement is?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
And with a
Even with a
minus two.
Still good. Still good.
Big Fish is new to the outside world. even the language he's speaking, he had to cast a spell in order to communicate to you. So your understanding of it is not as refined as if you could speak his language. And he starts shouting something in his own language, and the elder runs over, and Elder Kiana says to you, no, they're new. He doesn't know anything. He's not even from here.
That's what worries me. But I'll put him down nonetheless.
We have been funded, so to say, by the Sultan to make sure that they're fine, that their village is successful. You can visit them as well if you wish.
Funded by the Sultan?
Yes.
Suspicious.
I'm gonna come back to that later. Don't go anywhere. I mentioned to the fish.
Okay. I think this is a good time to move to the spirit followers.
Yeah, so right out the door, I'm like, Mira's gonna like grab like in his arm, like try and get hold of Rhorik and just say, well, it's easier to pay attention. Yes, Chorizo. And it, like one hand on like her healthy eye, and then just, you know, obviously wanting him to steady her as they walk in the real world.
Like I feel like
sure, yeah, no, he'll like grab your arm or.
I feel like
whatnot.
I've described it.
I assume
but
we're still
don't think-
walking. Well,
I don't think Snowchest described it. What do you see? How do you see the ethereal plane? What does it look like to you? Because we've said many times, you see ghosts, but like to us, what does it look like?
Imagine a very empty place filled with fog, with vague shapes, and then from time to time, less vague shapes of spirits moving around.
Less fake.
So even as you walk down, Danny is definitely not the only spirit that you see, right? There's hundreds of dead people everywhere. But they're just, I guess, the longer they've been dead, the less visible they are, the more foggy, right? The more merged with this magical fog, I guess. Yeah, Chorizo, guide them. Is there anything you want to communicate to them along the way while Daniel's like, you're following the spirit?
I think I'm just gonna call out and just say, just ask, pretty much, are you able to help me calm down her? And just motion to, Jesus. What is her name? I'm like,
Danny.
Danny?
fucking hell.
I think
Okay, I'm gonna like, I put it down in big letters.
like her ghost.
Go.
Yeah, pretty much. Because she's like wandering around at this point. I want to communicate. So she needs to settle down for that.
Can you make the second Arcana check?
Sure.
I believe.
You know,
Nice.
yeah, I feel perhaps at some point I've miscommunicated my talents. Ghosts out of my purview. But I believe in you. You got this. And I'll cast guidance.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure.
you.
I don't know. Maybe you. Maybe you should. I don't know. Try talking to her.
I like if you continue talking, like she's going to turn her head to you, like lift her like hand from her face, just go shh.
he just keeps talking, but yeah, I guess.
So
Then
Danny turns around and looks at you. You can see the mouth moving, but there's no sound. And you know, it has that weird, you know, the morph effect when movie frames, they're like multiple layers of previous positions are overlapping, so it looks like parts of her are just meshing together, so you can't even read the lips if you tried. And she points and she begins like jogging a bit.
oh, she's getting faster.
Oh, okay. I'll, like, try to speed up.
Yeah, like I imagine it's at some point you just have to like pull her from walking into a wall.
I imagine it like if you've ever done a three-legged race, like trying to keep the same pace as someone while still kind of like carrying them, and like
Then eventually
it's awkward and cumbersome.
Eventually you see the spirit of Danny run to a house and then stop at the front, turn around and look at you, and then tries to knock, and the hand passes through and the spirit just walks into the house.
All right. Well, I guess I will knock.
As you knock, you wait a minute. It's a long couple of minutes, and then you see an elderly man open up the door. Hello? How may I help you, young lady and young man?
I beg forgiveness for this intrusion. We are investigating the recent happenings, and well, I was led to believe to inquire about people in this home.
We are mostly at home all the time now. Me and my wife, and our daughter tends to the fields.
Mm-hmm. Where is your daughter?
I believe she informed us that she was going to the Farmers Guild today. She's not in trouble, is she?
Well, it depends, I suppose. May I take a look at her belongings?
Yes, please.
You are
please,
absolutely welcome to, obviously, come with us and overlook.
Of course.
We are not thieves after all.
There's nothing to hide. And he brings you to a room, and you see Danny just like trying to talk to the mom, but the mom obviously isn't responding. And then you hear the mom go, "Who are these? Who are these young strangers? Would you like tea? We're in the middle of having tea."
So thank you, and Carissa will bow. I'll take some. I've got some questions. We're investigating the problems that have been happening here.
I'll like gently push you, like to just go like a bit bit further away from me?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, he'll like motion the like he'll go help make the tea. I think he'll go in the kitchen with the mother and.
Oh, what a nice young man.
Has so in our investigations we're trying to figure out well, has Danny had any unwanted or even wanted visitors? Strange. Have you seen anybody snooping around the farm?
Snooping around the farm.
Yeah, maybe, friends perhaps made in the last week or so.
New friends? I mean, this village is
Yeah.
very small. Everybody knows each other. Like, I think besides Big Fish, Cass is the newest person here, She's been here for just a couple of months. But snooping around, I don't think so. The
Coming
farmers
around to
meet each
see-
other regularly.
Coming around to see Danny, though, specifically.
The past 2 weeks, all the farmers, for sure. I think the last one she might have met was, I think they met with Elijah this morning. On the way to the Farmers Guild.
Interesting. Do you know the nature of her relationship with the deceased? The departed?
Oh, with Press? Press was very friendly. When she would look for someone to talk to about getting into the rice trade, Press was one of the first people after Jordan.
Very good. Where do you keep your cups?
Right here. And she begins reaching up to the cupboard.
Oh no! He'll grab it. Allow me.
And Mira, what's happening on your side of the house?
So is the father with me right now?
Yeah, he's bringing you to the room. And what you see is tanned men, and you can see underneath his tank top, they're tan lines. It's just the permanent tan marks from having been a farmer for his entire life. You see calloused hands. As he slowly walks towards, opens the door, you can see that his long life is attributed to his fitness from being such an avid farmer. You see inside Danny's room a bed, a small, I'd say, bedside table or stool, and of course, drawers for clothes.
Is there anything she particularly enjoys?
She enjoys playing with the kids. She's she's an only child, you see, so she would, after tending to the farms around mid-afternoon, she would look for them and talk to them about corn. My kids would be interested in corn nowadays.
Okay. I I imagine I'm going to take a little while, and I will start I will go specifically close to where Danny's ghost is.
She's
And
sitting on the bed.
Look at just move the covers, right? And as I do so, I will whisper, I can offer you comfort, and I can find out what happens to you.
You sit this in front of the dad?
I'm trying to whisper, that's why I got so close to Danny.
Okay, go ahead and make another one of those Arcana checks.
Ooh.
Okay,
There's a good roll.
How does guidance work? Do I just do it on the next one, or?
I think you have. Let me just read it. I think you have like a minute to use it. Once before the spell ends, which is a minute. You can.
I guess I'm probably not gonna get to use it, other than on this, because minute is fairly short. So, here.
You should use it right now. Yeah.
20.
2 20s so far. Danny looks at you, looks at it dead, nods, stands up, starts looking at her drawer.
Yeah, I will just follow her movement. Just go to the drawer.
And then she pulls open the bottommost, tries to pull it, but she's phasing through it.
Yeah, we'll follow that movement and open it up.
You see a bunch of farmers' pants and farmers' clothes. And then she's digging through the clothes. You follow her motion.
Yeah.
And she makes this punching motion towards the bottom.
Knock, knock. First.
It feels hollow.
I look to the dad. And, well, I will, first of all, see if there's a way to open. If not, I will just break it using...
Damn.
Wait, do you say anything to the dad?
No, I just look at him for a second.
And then smash
No.
the door. Yeah.
Not looking good, Chief.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, smash
It's
the
like-
drawer.
It's oh, this is nice. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he's still talking about the kids or something, right? And then just crack.
And then his eyes widen. You didn't need to hit it that hard. It's a plank. It slides open. When you pull up the pieces, the broken pieces, there's a small chest in it. Yeah. You pull it out. You lay it on top
Yeah.
of the drawer.
And I
Danny.
look again to Danny.
Danny's trying to explain the intricacy, the puzzle of how to open it. Can you make yet one more Arcana check?
Come on. I believe.
You can do it.
You have an advantage, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me do it with advantage. This with advantage plus 8.
Hey.
Hey.
At first, it's a little complicated trying to decipher what this person who has never spoken in any form of sign language before say to you, and there's also the phasing that's making it a bit confusing. But we spent enough time trying to communicate
Just
with spirits or trying to understand
steady.
them.
Steady, move your hands as if you were doing it. I will follow.
You move a knob, pull a latch, flip some of the buttons, and then you hear a. You open it up. Inside, there's a small diary.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
As you open it up,
Sir, I think it's best if you enjoyed your tea. It seems I will be busy for quite a while longer.
you didn't break
Hey, Mira,
anything
how do
there,
you
did
take your
you?
tea?
What? Joshi, sorry, I didn't hear that over
Over the
chorizo.
tea noises.
You didn't break anything there, did you? Like trying to squint to see.
No, it's perfectly fine. Do you want me to throw, roll deception on that?
This is fine.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I believe.
This is a meme roll.
Oh,
Good job.
Wow.
Wow.
So he looks at you and is like, nice young lady, and he walks away.
I will, really quickly just put the plank back together, use mending.
That works. Yeah, and then you set it back.
Yeah, I will go, just kind of lead Danny back to the bed. Sit down, put the library between us, and just flip the first page. How far do I need to go?
And Danny's like, and then you can see her try to cover some of the pages as you're flipping through.
you better peep at what they say.
And then
Juice there.
and then you're flipping and flipping, you're looking at her, right? And then she's like, and then like that to tell you to stop, and you stop. You start reading it. The first couple of entries are like, oh, I started talking to Jordan and Press about how to move into the rice trade. And then there's a couple of paragraphs about Ainsley is just so weird about rice. Of course, right? And then there's a paragraph on Elijah began to help. And then the last entry was, Elijah has been coming here every day for the past couple of days. Keeps asking me about why I want to get into the rice trade.
Elijah?
Yep.
I look at Danny. Elijah?
And then Danny looks at you and it's like, he like shrugs.
Yeah, I'll just flip a page until it's empty. Is it empty?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're empty pages.
I'm sorry for what happened to you.
Nods.
You want to come with me?
Looks down and like shakes, not sure. And then looks out of the window of her room and then just looks outside for a bit. Yeah. Do you leave to grab your tea?
I think I'll stay with her, like, a bit. Question. Secret goal, can it be done with a spear?
Technically, no.
Stretching it.
Stretching it. You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
Yeah. I assume the answer would be no, but like, idea.
Can't even hold physical objects.
Yeah. Yep.
But what about spiritual objects?
Tea, by the way, is made from this blue flower. Can't really tell what kind of flower it is. The mom says, "Oh, we grew that on our own here. It's right outside our garden. It's a mix of an orchid and a lavender to create this nice blue hue. Tastes very nice as well. Sweet. Indeed, it's almost like having hot ice cream. I know it's weird, but yeah."
Panda regrets going, not going now.
I do, but I also value my character's mental health.
I think like one last thing that I would probably do is like pull out the cards, just like effectively do a little reading, whatever, and then leave her alone and go for tea.
Also, did you find anything? Is Denny okay? Is she not a criminal? I hope not.
Not as far as I know. I haven't found anything incriminating. I say while like holding the book and just putting it in my like the diary. Just, you know, she was embarrassed about things. Let's not.
Do come by again. You seem like very nice, like a very nice couple.
Well.
Just
On the table.
look over at Mir.
You know, boomers. You know, always look at.
Oh yeah,
look at-
sure.
Yeah.
Or I'll just like very slowly like move my hand slightly to Carissa. Just like, yeah, totally, we're a couple.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah. What happens after the tea? Do you head back to the guild house, or you gonna go straight to Elijah's, or?
So hey,
I will pretty much just say, like, tell you everything I found out, right? And show
Sure,
you the diary.
but before we go, though, you know, this Elijah character, he seems like a good father. His kids, though, are they troublemakers? What does he have a partner?
Talking about Elijah?
Yeah.
He has two kids. They're nice. The wife sadly died a couple of years ago. Got a very terrible disease. He's been wanting to work hard to take care of his kids, and I heard one of them is very intelligent. Oh no, they're sweet. They're the sweetest.
That's good.
One of them I heard one is very intelligent and has great potential to go to the Sangria's Institute, potentially.
He's good. A lot of hard work to get into that place.
Oh yes, especially from a village like ours where we don't have access to the same type of books that are available in the cities. Morado is so far away.
Okay, well, we should get going back. Thank you so much for the tea.
Oh, no, our pleasure. I'm just... I hope you figure out who it is eventually. Oh, such a poor thing, poor Press, living on his own, and no one even knew he was dead until much later.
Thank you for letting us.
Shame how those things happen.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh god.
Panda's dying out here, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, I don't know how I feel.
You know, it happened like you were talking about as she was living with her parents. I'm like, all right, let's just go to her house, expecting it to be empty and being like, oh, right, we just talked about this.
Yep.
The breadwinner, the bigger sister, everyone looks up to her.
Yep, these people are going to starve and die without her.
They're the sweetest old people.
Right.
If they were rude, I'd be like, it's fine, you know, whatever.
Yeah, no,
Y'all
she's
rude
super
anyway.
sweet and
Making
Yeah.
delicious tea.
I will. Yeah. I
But yeah,
will
we
just,
can head out.
pull my partner out.
And where the
So,
two are heading to.
Well,
I'd like to go check on
will-
the kids.
sure.
You know,
I can explain what I found out on the way. I was going to suggest going there anyway.
Perfect.
And
Okay,
you get a recap and look at the diary.
Hey.
yeah. Does
Yeah.
so you're heading straight to Elijah's house?
Can I give the diary my own like investigation check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
She was embarrassed about certain things. Please don't,
Damn, you're a better person than I am. I'd have been like, let me see what those secrets.
She is like all about that. Like, no.
So
Respect.
are you looking at the rest of the diary or not? The hidden
Oh,
parts.
Carissa doesn't care. She's dead. he can't see her being like, "Don't read my secrets." He's just like,
Can,
Got a
can
point.
I like inside that and maybe interject before like you look at other stuff or something?
"Oh, sure, yeah, no, he's about to." If you interject, then...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just like no.
What do you mean,
She specifically wanted us to respect the dead, Barizo.
no? Did she? We gotta find the murderer.
Well, what she showed me starts here.
We mean showed you.
Well, look, we followed someone who was dead here, and she communicated and told me to look here.
Oh, so you just full up see ghosts. I thought you were like, maybe a trail, maybe some magic. Maybe you got an
Yes.
address. I don't know. Maybe you get dizzy easily. Look, I'm just trying to.
Chorizo, yes. This eye sees ghosts. It's sometimes inconvenient and sometimes very useful. This is one of those times when it is useful.
Yeah, perfect. What if she's trying to keep the identity of the murderer a secret? Perhaps her involvement in such crimes she doesn't want out. She's embarrassed, maybe because it would look bad on her family, her parents. Ooh, maybe the sweet old people did it.
I'm just gonna take the diary away now.
It's just like tasting the tea in his mouth. Maybe we got poison.
Give me that.
Oh no. Alright.
I am tempted to cast a spell to give you advantage on wisdom checks, just so you stop blabbering like this.
No, you snatch it away. He doesn't resist.
Yeah.
And, all right, let's go check on the kids.
So y'all start heading to Elijah's place. I would say the priest is done, back at the guild house. The priest is done sending people back. I think, how long does sleep last?
It's just a minute.
Yeah, they're
it's
awake.
short. It's a combat spell.
Yeah, they wake up and they leave. You cast protection. The priest casts protection on them. They all head home. Is there anything else Liam and Morthok want to do? Talk to the elder, talk to Big Fish. This is simultaneous with what's happening at the house.
Morthok is going to talk to the elder. Although, has the elder already left to get everyone in their houses and stuff?
Yeah. She most probably came back already, I would say.
Okay.
Actually, no. You can talk to her before she leaves. Now I'm calculating how long does it take to tell X number of people. You'd have to talk to her before she leaves, and I'll let you do that. Don't worry about it.
No, I was just wondering if she came back. If she didn't come back, that's fine. If she left, early, that's
if not, she'll take too long.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything she wants to do.
Yeah. We have the priest, the doctor, and Big Fish. Just chilling there. Yeah.
Morthok will tell the doctor to be ready in case we find anyone else.
Oh, can she gather the remains of the whatchamacallit that didn't
Effigy?
burn? Yeah. That one. Just in case we meet someone else who knows more.
So basically it's just the head and one of the arms left. The rest of it is ashes.
You done burned her good, girl. That's what you did.
Okay. Meanwhile, Mira and Chorizo, you start asking around, I guess, for where the house is. Because you wouldn't just
we go
know.
to the next. We go to the next house. Knock, knock. Hey, where's Elijah?
Well, can we say that we were smart enough to ask the old couple when we were asking about the kids and stuff?
Sure.
Yeah. In retrospect, yes, you could have.
We're not just knocking on doors randomly.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't even a rice farm.
Yeah, it's not even a rice farm; it's a corn farm.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
So, the old couple redirects you towards the rice farm area of the village in the first place, and then tells you which house it is, the second on the left or whatever. And yeah, you head to that house. The house itself is a small hut, and there's those external toilets. right?
An outhouse.
Yeah, outhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see just massive rice grains in the back. So I live in a place where there aren't really farms. All our farms are hydroponic.
Mm.
So I don't know what a farm looks like. Yeah.
For some reason in my mind, I'm thinking like old samurai Japanese movie, like village.
They're
My
kind
brain
of,
was there as well.
yeah, kind of.
Mhm.
The house itself is just one floor. Yeah. How do you approach?
Hey. So, how does your ghost? How dead does someone need to be for you to see them?
Well,
This conversation.
I
live for it.
frankly
Mostly
I'm
dead.
not sure, but I have seen things that were not dead, but they were not in this world before.
Mirror creepy. Oh.
Carissa just like, tries to fathom that for a second.
There-
Realizes
there-
it's a bad idea.
Yeah, there was one time that I saw like a dragon.
Oh, wait. Did Carrizo see the dragon? Oh yeah, he did. No, he had a whole big encounter with him. said,
I'm
"Fuck
not
you
even
to the
talking
dragon."
about that.
No, I know. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen dragons that weren't, in reality. That's pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
but really, when it comes to how dead people have been that were present here, then all of them were very much dead.
So I have a question because it would be really cool if you could question the wife if she's in the area.
That's
Who has died from a mysterious disease?
Well, that
Hmm.
spicy.
You tell me if that works. I just
Off-
put it out there.
Off the
I'm
top of
not
your head.
sure if she's going to be here anymore, or at least be coherent enough. But we can certainly try.
So off the top of your head, the wife has been dead quite long. Quite a
Yeah.
while. I think even if you see the ghosts, you won't be able to discern them from each other.
Hmm.
Anyway,
They're
just
all
started
just
that out there.
Humanoid shades of gray.
So,
Uh,
get to the door. Or
how do you make like the weird food that you do, by the way?
mostly with
time?
magic, conjuring, and
Magic.
recipes. So I liked to cook, and then I liked to magic, and now I kind of just mix the two. They're so similar.
Are you? I did hear that wizards, well, they magic the way people cook with recipes.
Mm.
So
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, there's ingredients, there's methods, hand motions. It's all very similar. I realize. So
Mira wizard multi-class income.
How are y'all approaching the house?
Head on.
yeah, front door,
Damn.
Damn.
shaving a haircut.
You knock on the door. Elijah opens it. You see him. He's still wearing the same clothes that he was wearing at the guild house. Oh, hi. Come in. Would you like some snacks? Rice crackers, Rice Krispies.
Needles.
Are you kids like into midday rice wine right now?
I tried to
Yeah,
refrain
well,
when I'm at
I'm
the
gonna
job.
look him in the face and just ask, do you just call us kids?
He's like 12 to 13 years older than you.
Oh.
You do realize we are investigating a murder and you are one of the suspects.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. But yeah, rice wine tea.
I look to Rhorik, to Korizo. Yeah, god damn it.
And right as you say that to him, right, you see the I would say 13-year-old daughter run up and like look and like, Dad, who? And he turns, take your brother and just stay in your rooms for a bit. They're just here to find out about what happened to Uncle Press. And you see the small, like, I think, I would say 6-year-old boy. The girl pulls him over. He has that, that bowl cut. The one where you spin, it will like
The classic kid haircut.
yeah.
Shame.
A real bull was used in the filming of this haircut.
Not just any bowl, a rice bowl.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is.
Is it an upside down or the right
kids named
side?
after Rice too? Is it like Jasmine and something else?
So the sister brings her brother to their room. It's a small hut.
The daughter is arboreal. Okay. Anyway, well, this time it's headed by you, Rhorik. So like,
Yeah, so we were just coming to visit. We gotta check the houses. We were just at Danny's place. We're gonna go to what was his name? We're gonna go to Ansley's next, and
Have you told her parents?
Process. No, I feel like it would have been better coming from someone from the village. You don't want strangers coming into your house. You get it. But yeah, just if you don't mind, I'll just take a look around.
Oh yeah, feel free.
All right, he's gonna cast detect magic.
Detect magic.
yeah.
He's gonna use his. You know what? No, he'll just spend a slot on it. That's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
I think Mira's just gonna like tap your shoulder and just hey, thanks for the support, and I'm here for you as well. And I will cast guidance.
Hey!
Woo!
So you.
Hey, we make a pretty good team. I'll also cast guidance on you.
This is gonna turn into a no you guidance, right? Very quickly.
Yeah.
Uno reverse card.
So, what's the range for detect magic?
30 feet.
30 feet.
30 feet, any direction. No more. Oh no, this cone, but business.
So you see a bookshelf. You can only tell because there's several magical books. In one of the rooms, there's only, I would say, 2 sub-rooms. This is like a 3-room house, like 2 bedrooms and like a main kitchen come living room. kind of design.
I assume
and
the
there
kids
is-
share a bedroom.
Yeah, and the bookshelf has, I think I would say it's all illusion or evocation or conjuration type magic.
Interesting.
In the other room, you see a single tome that is also, I would say, evocation or conjuration as well. Definitely not illusion. No other magical items.
In any of the rooms?
Yeah.
He'll go take a look at the illusion one
Mhm.
first.
I think I'll just say I'm sorry for being so rude. I've been very tense as well. A tea would be lovely.
And then he smiles at you and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I understand. We just saw someone die in front of us, and you and your team tried your best. Must be quite stressful.
You can say that, yep.
He starts making like boiling water. Head over to his room. It's locked. Carrizo.
Oh, the books are in his room.
The single book is in his room. The bookshelf is in the kid's room.
Oh. Oh, the kids' room then.
Door locked.
So
over
you-
here.
You're on your own. I'm the one occupying whoever right now, so go ahead.
So you enter the room, you see two beds. The boy is lying down on the floor and he's like throwing a ball at the wall. So boing, and you catch it and you throw it against the wall. The girl is reading a book. It appears to be theory of illusion magic.
Mine.
Smart kid.
Yeah, he'll, So, hey. How's it going in here, kids? I need to take a look around. I noticed some things. One of you's, trying to practice, magic, and he'll, like, nod over to the girl reading the illusion book.
She looks at you. She's cranky teenager age, so she just looks at you and she's like,
Yeah.
the boy walks over to his bed and sits down. Just keeping his eye on you.
Yeah, so what are the other books that are, I assume the one she's reading is magical, or?
Yeah. So a lot of the books that you're looking at, they are enchanted with like moving pictures, similar to the textbooks that you've had in your first year of wizard school.
Cool.
Old editions that may be outdated.
Oh boy.
Gotcha. Sorry about what happened to your uncle, by the way. We're doing our best to try to figure things out. You guys haven't been seeing anything weird around here, right?
The girl looks at you
Guys are-
and it's like, Uncle Press wasn't blood related. He was nice.
Hey, you don't
Spicy.
you don't call someone uncle if they don't mean anything to you.
Yeah, and then she closes the book, then she just looks down at the book. Awkward silence. The
Well,
key.
This is why I didn't want Morthog to go.
Nice conversation we had.
Yeah. He's going to maybe do an investigation of those books.
I feel
Yeah,
like
they're-
Morthog would just like bust in, kick down the locked door, right?
Exactly.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Which are you, motherfuckers?
19. You have
Nice.
guidance, by the way.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you can use the
Yeah,
guidance.
I'll use it now because it's so short. Oh, I have to hit enter.
Wow.
3.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
I think
so
he's checking for like hex type magic too, and maybe some of the books.
all the books here, they are really elementary or pre-U level books on magic. Not enough to actually cast spells. It's all theory and stuff like that. The thing that you do gather from that 23 investigation is less so about the books and more so about the price. The cumulative price of these books, very expensive. College books are very expensive.
Hmm.
A lot more money than well, at least a rice farmer from this village can afford.
Sure. I like it. Was your mom a practitioner of arcane arts?
No, Dad said that Mom was just from here, sweetest. He always says I remind her a lot, but I don't think Mom was like.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, so these aren't hand-me-downs.
No, they're gifts.
Oh, very good. How long have you been practicing?
Practicing? Oh, reading these books?
Yeah.
Couple of weeks, maybe.
Oh. That's fairly new. You know anything yet?
Reading these books, it's relatively recent thing, but I've been trying to figure out how to apply the basic theory of illusion. I kind of get the arcane symbols and the process of pulling from the weave, and then she starts trying to do something, but I can't seem to focus the magic. Like, I think I
Oh
need
god,
like
we're gonna be here a while.
some kind of
Yeah.
and then
Here,
okay,
I'll
fast forward.
like. Yeah,
Fast forward,
he'll
right?
cast. Yeah, he'll cast minor illusion. Like, it's a little more like this. I don't have time to really sit down and teach
As in,
at the moment. obviously,
before
but,
you even get to cast minor illusion, you already see that she has like a husk of a minor illusion.
Hey, you're doing pretty good on your own.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you guys can help me out with any of this information, it'd be really good. Maybe I can, once it's all sorted, maybe give you a lesson or something.
And she nods and she's like,
The faster this gets dealt with, of course, the faster I can do that.
what's I just want to detract for a bit. What's Mira doing with Elijah?
Drinking tea.
I
Indeed.
mean, just kind of entertaining him, I guess. I mean, I would look around, see if there's like any keys that are visible, any like notable books or what he has in his kitchen, just like points of danger like knives, you know.
Important.
Then when back to Carrizo, having a conversation with the daughter, and she looks down, she's like, Dad's not in trouble, is he?
Well, should he be?
I don't know.
Has he been
He's-
practicing magic as well?
I think so. He really wants me to go.
What kind?
I don't know.
You're working on your illusion.
He doesn't let us see. He doesn't let us. The man who gave us the books gave him a book that and told me not to look at it.
Who gave you the books?
He said
You
he
said a
was-
gift, I assumed from father.
When he came to visit, he said he was the herald of the king.
Huh.
But he
What
wasn't
king?
wearing it. He wasn't wearing any azul insignias. Not any insignia that I know of, at least. It looked more like a serpent of some sorts with legs.
History check?
And go ahead and make a history check.
I am trying to take notes and like just have a thing that says, "Hey, I don't know this yet."
Yeah.
So, 13. I would say the closest thing that it sounds like is like a bear-like creature.
Ooh. Ooh, cool.
Almost
Those
like
are
a centipede. But think of it as like a dragon-like body, but only legs, no wings, and many legs, like a centipede.
Ugh.
Yeah, but dragon-like. I would
interesting.
say that's
Uh,
it with the 13.
Yeah. Did this man stay around town at all? You just passing by, dropping off books, willy nilly,
Delivery.
book littering. Just throws
No,
them in
he-
the dirt.
He only visited us. Dad said he was a very good friend.
Interesting. All right. Well,
He said he'll put me through magic school.
hey, magic's fun and important.
It's expensive.
Also, that lots of requirements to get in. You gotta make sure you're all covered on that front there too.
Carrizo
so-
would know. They don't even start doing like illusions until like halfway through second year, so she's
Head of the curve.
ahead of the curve for sure.
Yeah. Hey, just keep studying hard. I'm sure you'll do fine. Magic's a responsibility, though. You can't be, harming people willy nilly. He
Josh-
says the explosion wizard.
Josh judging you.
Yeah, we just like have that like moment of zoom into his eye. And it's just
Yeah.
like explosion,
Chaos.
like
Yeah.
destruction of this, like people dying.
Fireball.
Fireball, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, all
I
right.
guess that's the
Um,
conversation.
yeah.
I think
Thanks for that. He's going to leave. Say bye to the kids, but as he's gonna go and close the door, and like peek into the kitchen to see what the others are doing.
Rice Krispies and tea.
yeah.
Rice
I think like you know, at this point we're like at that point of the conversation of like, so what do you want, like from your in the next few years?
Oh my god.
Oh, he talks about how his daughter is like super smart and can make like illusions already, and like he's gonna put her through magic school.
Cariza's gonna cast invisibility. Wait,
Oh,
Fucking yes.
invisibility.
Are you?
And he's gonna go into the father's room. Over
Yeah.
there to try
can you pick lock?
Yeah.
It's locked.
This is why you get knock, my man.
yeah, Nock's great.
Do you have silence?
No, I have magic missile. I could just blow it.
Yeah. Do you even have? I mean, that must be expensive. How much are you gonna pay for college?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he talks
can I-
about his rice plan. Just
The rice plan, I like it.
yeah, like
Um,
quality of rice sells higher or whatever.
Oh my god.
His only
reason
real
why-
competition
Hello?
is, oddly enough, Ansley, but that's another level.
Carizo's going to like knock on his bedroom door.
No response. And
Not even
he
from him?
looks.
And the-
Not even from him.
he's trying to like kind of get the attention of him.
He looks and he's like, Mira, did you hear that?
I'm like just gonna get up and look through the door.
It's like nothing down the hall.
The door is locked, yeah.
Oh,
He'll knock again.
Like, Carizo, are you knocking on my door?
Oh,
And then he goes into the kids' room.
he is invisible, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And he looks. He's like,
Is there like a back door?
yeah, there's a back door.
Okay. He'll Carizo will go and like open that real quick and just leave it open.
And you hear the door. And he turns and he looks. Did Carizo leave Mira? And he
Well,
closes
I'm-
the door again.
Frankly, I'm not sure.
Carizo's gonna go knock on the bedroom door again.
What is this game? And then he walks
Can
over and he's
can I insight to like I think to like get in character that I think he's trying to get that
Carizo.
Carizo is trying to get what's his
Carizo's
face
the
to open the
puzzle.
door. Can I insight on that? Because I feel like that's just really confusing from character perspective.
This is madness, really.
Yeah. What? I have to open the back door because I'm like, oh man, like he has to fake like Carrizo has left, so that he's not just looking for Carrizo in the house.
Nice,
Do I
nice.
have-
Okay.
Do I have guidance? Do I have guidance over this? Or is it more than...
Probably more than a minute.
Probably more than a
Probably,
minute. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm still gonna roll it for fun.
I like fun
17.
rolls.
Yeah, I think you can understand.
Alternatively, what the fuck? I cast guidance
Yeah.
on myself.
Something's going on here.
Something is fishy.
I'm not sure if someone is in there.
And then he takes out a key and he
I'd
opens
like to
it.
take a very good look at that key. Like imprinted
And-
in my
and where he
mind
keeps
kind
it.
of look.
So, yeah, the door opens. You see a desk. Big, like it's a full desk. A drawer with the clothes and a single bed. Clean
Carrizo's gonna
room.
try to step inside.
Make a
Do you see anything?
stealth check.
I'm trying to distract him for advantage.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Roll at advantage. Rhorik. Actually, Rhorik also has an
Oh
advantage.
yeah. I'll take the help advantage.
Nice.
Very
Much
nice.
better. Thank you for
Doesn't-
the help.
He doesn't notice you. Slip basically under his arm as he opens the door, right? And he just slide under. Mira most probably feels the whiff of air change. Carrizo enters. He's not in my room.
He'll stay until he's. Yeah, he'll
And then
stay
he-
I
until.
mean,
The corner.
I'm not. I'm really not sure where he went. I mean, I
And then-
didn't expect him to leave me here like this.
And then he closes the door, and then he walks back to the table and sits down.
Look, I'm
He's
sure
gonna go-
I'm sure there is a reason for him leaving. Like he probably will come back.
Okay, I want to cut
And
for.
Okay, I have like two questions that I want to ask. One, like the best sweets in town.
Very important.
And I guess the other one kind of depends on how much I can get him to talk, because I have a proposition concerning wealth for him.
So I want to cut first to the other.
Yep.
To the other group. Lihim and Morthok. So you hear a large slam on the window,
Oh my god, what a
and then another.
kill. on the window. Is it dark outside? If I
No, it's the middle of the day, right?
oh there.
So as you turn to the window and you look, you just see this massive bat crash through.
Oh my
And then you see a bunch of bats start flying in. Meanwhile, over at Elijah's house with Mira, Elijah looks at Mira and says like, "Oh yeah, I should try the glutinous rice and chocolate." He walks over, opens up, takes one, and passes it to Mira. When Carrizo leaves my room, I'm gonna need to kill you.
Got it.
I immediately cast hypnotic pattern.
We end the session there. And you see him, he's like legitimately forlorn, like he really doesn't want to do it.
But you know, that was it, Fred.
But you know,
Yo!
Nice.
How come we got beds? Why are they only why they only gotta fight Elijah? We gotta fight beds.
You'll find out.
but,
We have a new bad guy, and
dang it.
Nice.
yeah, I was hoping we would get into the fight today, but it's already 3
Dang it.
a.m. on my side, and I have a long ass day tomorrow. So, thank you all so
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
We'll
Yeah,
come
so
back to
maybe
this hopefully
back.
next week.
Yeah,
Hopefully next week.
I think so. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything stopping us.
Yeah, just pray for
I'm-
my power, please.
Yeah. South Africa.
There shouldn't be anything. There shouldn't be anything.
And then hopefully I want to get inspiration up and running. So if you if you give inspiration to any of the players or myself next week, I'm hoping to have a symbol pop up on the screen.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be something I'll be working out. Up to maximum maybe 4 or 5, like not too many. I'm not sure what the image will be, so if you have any ideas, or players, if you have any ideas of what would be a nice image, like let me know. Meanwhile, every week we run a poll for every game who was MVP. And basically, the MVP of the game is anyone that you think roleplayed well, fought well, didn't do anything, or was your most hated character.
Murdered people, you know.
Murdered
Casual.
someone.
Murdered an innocent person.
Yo.
And whoever wins gets inspiration. And what inspiration is in our games is advantage on any d20 roll, or disadvantage for me, or either way. You can basically re-roll a d20 and pick which one you want to use.
Yep.
Or if they don't use it, it will end up being experience to level up. Feel free to use bits or grains. The poll will run for a minute, and meanwhile,
We're doing the walls.
goals. Okay, Snazzy,
Hello.
who's behind this? I think Snazzy knows. I don't think Morthok knows.
Yeah, no, Morthog doesn't know. He's working towards it. He's trying to
I
piece
feel
it
like it's a
together.
group effort, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is a metagame kind of experience, so I'm cool.
Yeah, the
if you
player
wanna
knows it, but
close
yeah, the character's still figuring it out.
Sames.
I searched. I'm sorry. I was
Arizo is
Googling.
doing all the work on behalf of the party, so I don't want to like deny other people experience. 'Cause he's gonna help, you know.
I mean,
I would,
Y'all
I would
just
feel
come
bad
back.
if that was.
and tell us what was popping. Y'all just said,
Of course. Yeah.
Sorry, I was searching for Kobold Fight Club to look at experience, and how what popped up on the screen was the nicest place on Earth, and I was like,
oh, okay.
this isn't
Where is
the
that?
experience
Kobold
calculator.
Fight Club.
Hell yeah.
Maybe Liam needs a vacation.
Um,
A nice-
I'll say y'all,
And me.
Stans, y'all have been working on it for the past 2 sessions, and it's been a long wait. Let's be generous. With 750, it's a hard goal. Alright, and then we'll end it. We'll close that one. Find out why Ansley's in love with Rice. I think you're working on it.
Yeah.
I
Which is
guess.
250.
Working towards.
250.
So
Stop
750
any
plus
more
250, you said?
stop any more of Swindlinger's assets from being destroyed. I think you did a pretty good job with the telling people what to do. you want to close it there, or do you want to continue?
We could probably close it there if we're about to get into a fight.
Yeah.
That seems like I probably we've distracted whoever it is onto us at this point.
Yep. You did a 500.
500. Cool.
So one.
So that should put me at
1.5.
1500 total, right? Yep, 1.5.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Panda. Figure
Wow.
out who the killer is. 750.
Bet. I should have asked. I just thought about this now. I should have asked the priest for where the sweets are. She's a
Find
trauma,
a
y'all. I don't know.
traditional sweet. I mean, well, you didn't. I think Mira did. So as a group effort,
Dirty him stuff.
yeah.
It's
We'll do the-
okay.
I
You call-
mean,
I don't
you know,
need to
if
say it, but it's okay. I don't know yet. I didn't hear from Mira yet.
That's true, yeah.
The
Liam
sweet
and
is- yeah,
Liam
Yeah,
and
he is-
Morthok are like chilling.
you know, it's been worked on for you. You didn't even need to do anything. Like,
Yeah.
take the fucking XP. Come on.
Yeah.
I feel bad for not having done anything.
Take
It's
the
a-
XP.
Hey,
I feel
listen.
bad for talking more, so please take the experience.
Yeah, we kind of took over the second half almost entirely.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, it was interesting.
It was entertaining.
Do take experience.
With the experience, it's another 250 for 1k total. Because I don't think anyone did anything about finding out more about Cass. She was basically sent off, and then she just disappeared for the rest of the game.
What did you say? 250. Okay.
So 1,000 total. Carrizo, solve the crime.
No, I agree with
Oh,
this.
he's very much
Work.
in the process of doing that, right?
Yeah.
You wanna
Working
close it?
toward-
Find the killer.
Yeah, do you want to close it, or
I think so.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's Elijah.
Who else?
yeah? I mean,
Who else
it's obviously a bit more complicated than that, but I think we'll save it for the next
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, I think this Herald guy definitely involved for whatever reason, but
Hawk the hero.
Find the method in which they are being killed. I think you're working towards that.
yeah, that's certainly working on it. I'm about to look at some books, but still don't know.
I just wanted some books.
Okay, and then protect Cass unless she's the murderer.
So
Poor Cass.
working on that. Like, obviously finding the killer helps. That, but we sent her away. You know, to protect all the people.
Yeah.
Did she come back to the guild hall?
She did.
Yeah,
She
well-
didn't get
Oh, she's
holiday.
with us
Also,
now.
Yeah, she's over
Oh.
there with us, yeah.
all the tanks are on one side of the town.
You know what I'm
and-
saying?
and all the
You know what I'm
fragile
saying?
healers
All those
are on one side of
squishies.
the town.
Let's hope that. You know,
Protect
how
Cass.
far
Would you
can
count that?
Warthog run?
I'm working
don't-
on. I don't
Okay.
think it's
250 then. Part A, Mira. 250.
That's no secrets.
Sorry, what? That was what?
Your secret.
Your secrets.
Oh yeah, like sure. I've been looking out for it. It's fucking hard.
Cause of needle tongue deaths.
I mean, it close to being solved in a way.
I'll say 250. I think
So-
next session you can still dig
Yeah,
to figure out exactly how it works.
Yep.
Find something sweet.
for.
Yeah, you have
I
Hey,
did
glutinous rice or
technically
chocolate.
find it.
Ayo.
I'll say that's 500.
Okay.
Medium.
Wow, I just moved by 1,000.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's easy.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
No, that's easy for calculation. I mean,
Who was MVP last time? It should be on your sheet.
I feel like wasn't it Snazzy?
Oh, I think it was Snazzy.
Because it's not on my sheet.
Yeah, no, it's you, Panda.
Oh.
Or did you just
How
fill
did
it up? Did you just
What
click
did
it, or?
No. I think then I definitely did click it last week and forgot.
Yeah, it was today. So Panda added another 250 experience.
Thank you.
Congratulations on winning MVP again for killing. It's like literally the first
That
15
win
minutes.
MVP.
Uh,
Y'all are
you are
sickos.
MVP
Y'all are
with
sickos.
69%.
You are inspired by murder to commit possibly more murder.
Y'all.
Oh man.
Then again, you know what? Let me save this energy for once she's a dragon.
Hopefully we can murder some bats
True.
So
as we murder that NPC.
I have a confession to make before we move to the individual shoutouts. I actually did not check your screens, like the individual screens. So we're gonna check out some. Hopefully there's no jank, but if there is, it's all part of the
We'll
plan.
see.
It's a
Oh.
feature. It's not a
I
bug.
See.
So yeah, Snazzy, where can people find you?
People.
Yeah, it
Folks
looks
can
nice.
find-
Yes.
it works nice. Yeah, I saw it too. People can find me on Snazzybastrd, my username at twitch.gov, as I like to joke. I stream every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we do all sorts of stuff. We're currently playing Darkest Dungeon 2 because it just came out. We do Gunpla Saturday. On every Saturday, we're going to be doing that tonight. And I'm also working on a playthrough of Resident Evil Village. I have thoughts about Ethan, and none of them are nice.
Damn.
There's that. He's a boring ass character. It's the mountain I will die on.
Hey, people play
Get over it.
People play
Yeah, go ahead.
Village. People play Village for Lady Dimitrio or whatever. her name is.
Dimitrescu.
Dimitrescu.
Ooh.
Big old Lady D.
Ooh.
Honestly, can I? I'll be honest with you. I kind of found her character to also be a little shallow. Like, there wasn't a whole lot there. Like, her boss fight wasn't even that hard. Sorry.
Snazzy, you think we're
She-
there
Whoa, whoa,
looking
whoa.
at her mechanics? I'm looking at one
I
mechanic.
I feel like her whole character is that there is a lot there.
She's
You know what I'm
just
saying?
she's just a less sexy nemesis.
She's
Oh.
she's shallow, but her heels are deep though.
And but yeah, I'm gonna pass it over to Snoch, which is above me.
Oh yeah, I am above you. Apparently. Hi peeps. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Snowchickenlord, where I create things for RPGs, paint minis, and occasionally play games. The last thing I created was a little system for tea buffs. You can take a rest, drink some tea, gain a minor benefit. And otherwise I'm working on a tiny D&D 5th edition module right now. But yeah, I don't know when it will be done. And I guess I shall say, Panda, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It's the murderer here. No, I'm kidding.
I know. I was hoping you would say resident murderer here. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
That made
I'm
my
it was
evening.
me.
It was me all along. Plot twist. I'm Pandati Gaming on YouTube. Exciting things are happening this week. Let me tell y'all. I baked a cake, and the video is coming out. So I'm excited. I'm starting new games hopefully this week. So come peep me there by that place. Rhorik, where are you in relation to me? Underneath me?
Give me a second.
Wait.
Clip it.
Oh, perfect. Hello, I'm Rhorik2, out here catching them all. So, I'm Rhorik2, I do some D&D stuff, some video games, some Temtem on Mondays. That's been real fun. Pokemon-like game. Yeah. Everything else I'm working on currently? I don't think so. Yeah.
What is
I
happening?
feel like I feel like I usually have more to say, but that's it from me.
To be fair, you have been up like less than 6 hours
Yeah,
before the
dude.
session as well. You're probably kind of sleepy or tired. And we all know you being tired can have interesting consequences.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh God.
Only shame. Only shame. Maximum shame.
Yeah. Someone clipped it. Someone clipped it.
Shame. Shame.
Please send it to via Discord, Zen. Thank you so much. Okay.
What is that?
Thank you so much, players, for hanging out with me. I'm Josh, and I run Fried Dice Paradice. It's great to be doing D&D again. The Alien game, I'm in the midst of editing it down to post it up on YouTube. That was the first time I explored, I guess, higher production stuff on OBS, and I'm trying to shift it over to the game as well. Just why I saw all the exclamation marks. If you want to hang out with us there, you can totally join us at twitch.tv/FriedDiceParadise and play with your exclamation marks and spam it and make my computer break somehow by having it too much, I guess. And yeah, hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I'll figure out new stuff so that when you give advantage to the players, it will appear on the screen as well. Maybe death saving throws. I don't want to crowd the screen too much with too many things. And yeah, I'm glad. I was kind of hoping for a fight, but next week we're definitely doing a fight, so I'm okay with that. But I'm glad to be back in Dungeons and
Next
Dragons.
week's gonna be like all fight all the time though. Like
Yeah, we get to do the thing. This system is good.
next week is just Royal Rumble time.
Three hour fight. No role play at all. No pee break. Just 3 hours straight.
4 adventurers. 4
Great.
adventurers enter. 1 adventurer leaves.
Oh, wait a minute. That will be me.
Yeah, because you are the most attached to your character.
Yes, yes, I am.
Also, can we say we've escalated because we got attacked by pigeons? Now we're getting attacked by bats.
You know, at least I'm not scared of bats. In
Are you
real
saying you were
life,
scared of the pigeons?
That's adorable.
I'm very much scared of pigeons in real life.
Cuckoo, motherfucker. A bat doesn't. What is a bat like?
Who
Like
would be
like, yeah.
afraid of pigeons?
Stop it.
Hey, Ron. Copy of
Even
the raid
Josh's mic is
message.
done.
Copy that raid
Perfect
message.
timing for it though.
Ultrasonic sounds, motherfucker.
Oh my
I will
god.
not be streaming tomorrow. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I'll be hanging out with a lady friend for her brother's birthday, so we're gonna be celebrating. But I'll be
Hell
back
yeah.
on Monday for more D&D
Nice.
stuff. So yeah, let's show Eyes some love.
I can't hear nothing.
Josh is
Nothing.
dying and he picked the best time for it.
I don't know if stream is can hear any of him.
If you can hear me, I think that stream should be okay.
Yeah, they
Don't-
can.
Don't forget.
Yeah, they can.
You are,
You
you
But
are,
yeah, let's give some love to whoever you're raiding. We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye. You're
Oh, sorry. Who's
Yeah.
awesome? You are.
Landless endeavor. That's great. Sounds like us. I inspect for shit. And Moku and Bolt are the tankier ones,